Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Grab a seat. Hit that like button on the way in. Grab a coaster if you're going to be drinking. There's ashtrays on the table. Don't steal my lighters. Yeah, dude. Every time I reset the stream, bro, it's like less lighters. Couple crystal ashtrays gone. My Zippos are missing. I got to do better, man. My favorite number, Lodic. I never knew that was a number of wealth. That's just always been my favorite number. Since now. Welcome back. Welcome back. Epic. I leave the house with my own lighters too. That doesn't mean that I don't come home with a pocket full of lighters that I have no idea where they came from. I'm the worst at that shit. All right. We've got 35 minutes until make it more exciting and give us a target. Change the vibe up here a little bit. Everything's all red. Do a little bit of manipulation here. All right, so target for the weekly close, y'all, is right here. That might as well be a bullseye right now. Goes our sniper scope. So we shrunk CME down a little bit. So the goal is at or above. Trump needs to do me a favor and be quiet for the next 35 minutes. That's it. Just radio silence from the orange guy for at least the next 35 minutes. Of course, there's all types of catalysts and shit. All right, let's see what's up. You guys want to see how funny this game could get? Come out and say government shut down until midterm elections. And then we just man, this CME gap game is a dangerous game. It looks like market maker wants it, but boy, do I not want to do that. So goal would be to come down, grab CME, and still make it above before close. I don't know about y'all, but that adds a little bit of extra excitement that isn't necessary at this point. If there's one thing that I know for sure is that market makers are aware of what a broken macro chart and a healed macro chart look like. Sentiment is very important to them, right? Because they have to use that sentiment to move price. So I don't consider any of this a mistake. Meaning, if we close under, market maker pushes us, and we don't get that close, that to me is intentional. Yeah, sentiment is shit right now. I'm the last bull, haven't y'all heard? The last of the bull Ricans. Yeah, Venus. That's only respect. That's the only sort of responsible way to go about it. Hedge when possible. Know what you mean, Hoover. All right, let's continue to shrink this gap down. If we look on CME futures, I think there's still a drop to 104.3. That's the gap. Now, what would be great is to see CME come clear that gap while perp sits still. How much time do we have left here? 7 minutes. Nah, Joko, bro. I don't. I should post that shit somewhere on like a. I should put it as a pinned comment. That's probably the question that I get asked the most today. Hmm. Yeah, that's just gonna drive you crazy. Whoever turn that shit off, bro. Let's get those likes going, y'all. Are we not entertained? Are you not entertained? We're in wait and see, Tonka. A wait and see mode right now. The end of the last stream, the beginning of this stream, I sort of went over in depth what we were looking at, but for the most part, we're targeting to be at or above that bullseye by weekly close. So it's a nail biter. Hey, market maker, just hear me out. You know, this CME gap exists after the weekly close too. All these liquidations will be here for you. That CME gap will still be there for you. Literally no harm, no foul. Just wait in 20 minutes, gang. It's the real me. It's the real me. Look, so there are things that I'm willing to do for stream and things that I'm not willing to do for stream. I'll wave, but not holding my butt for nobody. Shrink the gap, shrink the gap. Yeah, oh no, open mouth thumbnails. Nah, no, I'm just playing, so. Funny idea how ridiculously tight this is, yo. I'm not saying this is how it plays out, but market makers a dick sometimes. Look at this 200 EMA. See how it's slowly on an uptick? Look at this 50 EMA. Look at where they peak out at. So if price literally gets stuck between these EMAs for the next couple minutes, it's gonna do this and drive us absolutely crazy to the last minute. You can't write this shit. I already told market maker what to do. He's not picking up my calls, but I know he's watching. Look, market maker, make it easy for you. Consolidate, sweep liquidity. Bing, bang, boom. Yeah, I do think after weekly close, we can probably come down and grab all of these, come down to the 800 EMA, pick up all of these. I'm less worried about that. It's all about where the candle closes for me. Yeah, this is all market maker algo at the moment until Asia comes in. if I had to put money on it, none of us gets to see the algo, right? But if I had to put money on it, the algo was set to come down, take half of that vector on the 4 hour, and make sure it closes above SR flip. Those were the parameters of the algo. Seems like a rather important job to leave up to the bots, but you know. All right, maybe I'm gonna sweep it a little earlier. Somebody said Thriller, and I can't get that beat out of my. Let's take a look at the macro chart real quick so you can see how tight we are. This is where we need to close for the most part. We're a little bit off. Let me let's get it right. Hold on, so we know exactly. 104582. Yeah, that's about right. You hear a pin drop in this shit right now. This shit is crazy. I mean, I can make the line thinner, but that's about as close to the margin of error as we're gonna get there, guys. Like I said, what's important is this macro chart where the weekly closes. Right? We need to close above. Let me get the line exact for you and make it as thin as possible. That dotted green line right there. That's how close we're calling it. 14 minutes left. Yeah, if we were to close right now, it'd be fine. There's going to be slight differences between the perps chart and the total, or the spot chart. So we have a tiny bit of wiggle room, but we don't want to play too much. Guys, remember that all that's on the line right now, because I see people getting a little freaked out. All that's on the line right now is, do we stay on the green path or do we open that possibility for the yellow path? Doesn't mean it's over if that doesn't hold, right? If we close above, then we stay on this green path where we're accumulating above support. The only danger of the yellow path is that it opens up the possibility of not being able to get back above support, which puts us on that red path. So it's not the end of the world, but it is the most bullish outcome for today. $11 minutes. On the 5 minute, we're right at our 50 EMA. So what you would expect is a bounce off of the 50, a retest of the 13, and then a continuation down, even if it was going to drop. So let's see if this 50 this 50 EMA can put in work. On the 3 minute, we're probably right on top of it. Yeah, we broke it on the 3 minute already. Come on. Retest the 50. That's all. You just retest the 50, bro. It's just a regular mean reversion, market makers. Not even nothing crazy, bro. I don't know why you tripping. Come on. Nice healthy retest of the 50. Oh, is that why it's so quiet? That's why I was like, you could hear a pin drop in here. I didn't know Discord was. My bad. I reset the stream and forgot to unmute. I always mute Discord for the first 5 minutes of the stream because I can't tell you how many streams start with just some wild shit being said. Yeah, but my mic is muted. They can't hear me on Discord. I just noticed right now. Hopefully they jumped in here. Let's go. Yeah, if you don't have the data, it's delayed by a couple minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Seven minutes. My bad, Discord. I forgot to unmute. I hope you guys were listening on YouTube.
I'm locked in, brother.
Yeah, we need to lock in for the next couple
I have
minutes.
a question, Dbloc. If we close at that key level, is that like confirmation to perhaps take a trade at that level, or you would still wait?
No. It shouldn't call because I still think that we have to retrace through these liquidations. But what it does mean is that all of that nastiness that happened underneath is in the past now and just lives inside of a weekly wick. Right? There was no damage, no long-term damage done to the chart.
Think about this. On the weekly, you want to see a wick down for a double bottom type thing.
I see. Okay, I'm gonna close
The
these out
tweezers.
then.
Sorry, tweezers. So if we
Smart
do
thing to
what
do.
D-Block says and clear these liquidations, and we can pump up and it'll look really nice on the chart.
Yeah, I expect the next weekly candle to have a wick underneath this support as well. All about the bodies. All that matters is that we close that body over. Now, this last hour, bro, has felt like crazy. At times it felt like it was crawling, and then at times it's like in fast forward. It's one of those weird moments where, like I said, usually you don't care about what happens on a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute chart when you're looking at the macro until these moments where you're up against the clock, right? And now your 1 minute chart is determining what happens on the macro. Like that for me as a macro guy, that's just always fun. We're putting a little bit of a bubble. Go back to the weekly. Green line is specifically where we want to close over. White line is the range. Putting a bit of a gap between them. Yo, my eyes are glued to that tape right now. I'm not even looking at the candles. I'm just hyper focused on that tape. It's like the first time in a long time that I want to see nothing. Just go dead. Just give me a dead tape. I don't even want to see bullishness on the, I don't even want to see aggressive buyers. Just stay delta neutral as much as possible here. I could probably guarantee you that we're the only 222 people in here that are as emotionally invested in the close of this candle. They'll talk about it later. They'll talk about it in hindsight, the importance of it closing and all that. But I doubt anybody else is out here trying to snipe this close like we are. Lighten that bullseye up a little bit. They need to stay in that meeting for the next 120 seconds. Yeah, if we look at the weekly, I double checked the numbers on the weekly. That green line is as high resolution as I can get it. And this is as close to exact. I don't doubt we come all the way down into the psychological ranges after the new candle. All right, this is it. Whack.
Where are the psychological ranges again?
102 to 1014. I'm not saying I think it goes, but I wouldn't doubt it. We haven't retested them. Let's go, candle. That's it. Now we can flush. Oh man, that shit was better than any movie I've seen lately. I don't know about y'all.
But where's the ending? What happened? I'm all in. Let's go. I'm ready to pump it.
Now
Even
we
if you guys
grind
want
for
to
the
dump it.
next. Now we grind for the next week. Watch
You
them
guys are
flush
entering
this
right now,
shit
or-
right now on this new
Oh, never
candle.
mind.
Who,
All
me?
right,
If you ask
now
me.
market maker, if you're listening, I appreciate your cooperation. You feel free to make all the monies now. Just go do your thing. Make them pay.
I am the market maker, and we shout pump.
Oh man, that was dope. All right, Bears, you can have fun now. I know you've been clenching in the chat.
Man, these bears is broke. Bunch of brokies out here. They got no money left.
Oh, that was so much fun. Great teachable moment too, guys. That's how down to the wire that shit comes. And if it wasn't important to close over, it wouldn't have been that dramatic. Right? That shows you that we're not the only ones that understand the importance of how the how the macro candles close. See, market maker, I told you the CME gap is still there, bro. Look, killing it, getting all the money, corner office, all that. There you go. Everybody's happy. Nah, thank you guys for being receptive to it because I like to talk a lot of shit. And the macro guys get to talking. Appreciate that, for who's. All right, CME's done. Let's see if they're hungry for liquidations. We'll go for the licks. If not, we can keep the party moving. Let's move this here. Leave it just to bear witness. I don't know about y'all, but I'm eating good tonight.
Well, it's nice to see it close above 103, but
You can't kill this for me, Zeusy. Nothing you could say. Literally no
Goes
words that you
Susie,
can
get him,
say.
Susie, let's go.
There are zero
the
words that you
I
can
mean,
say to me right now that will dim the sunny day.
Nada.
I think
Let's
we
go,
were
Susie.
afraid too early of Bitcoin turning the 50 on the weekly into resistance.
Resistance.
Yeah, it didn't this week. Thankfully, I guess.
It never gets old.
Wait, hold on, Juicy. Right now, are you
Still got this
locally
But,
bearish
I
or
mean,
local? Are you locally bearish or locally bullish right now?
I'd keep the champagne for later.
No, the party's already
Wait.
over. Champagne's been drunk. I'm bearish now. Remember, I told you this next weekly candle will have a wick underneath this SR. What we don't want to do is go crazy. Psychological range is the obvious sort of hit because we haven't retested it. We know that we retested at least during the week, right? Started here, come back, retested. We've seen it happen, too many times. What we don't want to do is play around anywhere underneath that.
What about, are you guys taking the stimmies in consideration?
I mean, when they hit, you know what I mean? If you tell me, if once
So
people start cashing out, then we can talk about
But like the news, like say Monday gets deep in the cycle, like it's really confirmed. I mean, right now, it's in the cycle, but what if Monday they kind of show or how
Yeah.
it's going to go down and people are going to get excited and
Yeah.
you never know.
Possible. So right now we did put in a stopping volume candle at the bottom of the CME gap. This is just a 1 minute chart though. But remember, if the goal was just CME and not licks, we'll leave them behind. But I mean, why wouldn't you? I would go. I think market maker deserves to go get those licks down to the 800 just for being a good guy and keeping us stable into that close. I wouldn't be mad at him.
I'm keeping champagne for when I sell, and for now, it's still low.
Wait, for when you sell what? You're short or you're long?
My longs.
Okay.
I have 14.
Those would have been significantly worse looking if we didn't close where we closed. So I'll celebrate it for you. You don't have.
Thanks. No, I'm happy we pumped. I mean, it was expected, Dbloc. That's why I don't feel that.
It's
euphoric.
just the close, you see. You're thinking too much into it.
No.
We either closed above or we didn't. We closed above. That's it. I don't care about the pump. I don't care if it was. The point is that we could have very easily closed underneath. And for me, that would have changed how I play the next couple weeks. So.
But we've a tendency to pump candles on the last minutes lately. I'm not surprised we pumped into the weekly close.
It wasn't too long ago where we were in the same exact situation, remember? And we didn't get it. And we ended up going down for like 3 weeks. The last time that we were this excited
Yeah.
about it closing above, like, so it's nice to have the positive outcome instead of the negative outcome. Because we don't have 2 weeks to bullshit, you know?
Time's running out.
So, like I said, 1 foot out of hot water, not out of hot water completely, but when you were up to your neck or your eyebrows in boiling water, it's worth celebrating getting 1 foot out. But the job's not done, right?
Yeah, but the dip I'm holding, I guess this is a good sign to continue holding. But yeah, locally, what happens after we close the weekly high? This candle needs a wick. It has one now. But I'm waiting for ES to close its gap and might add a bit. So yeah, ascending triangle breakout on ETH, right? And the retest of the breakout, if it holds, gives a clear invalidation for quite higher, more
What's-
like 3,800 and all, right? But we couldn't get that push this weekend. Like it's a weak breakout for now. Yeah, pretty weak breakout. Same on Bitcoin. Like it's still weak. Look at how tiny of a higher high it is compared to the initial high, and it ends in an SFP on the 15-minute, right? Even well on the hourly too. So like it got rejected clearly at 104,800 on the hourly chart. Yeah. But now we're entering with a very symmetrical candle, so you know maybe that was just the bear's attempt at not closing the weekly too high, and they managed to slow the pump by TPing above 104, the previous high from the 5th of November. So it's an upward ABC because we didn't put a lower low in the middle, right? So ABC upward, and for people who feel very bearish, if you TP, this is another opportunity to go short, right?
Yeah, it closed the
It
gap,
has,
Nani.
because in the end, the previous support is still acting as resistance. Previous support of the 17th of October. We're starting to wick above it, so I think it cleared the way now.
I think at this point you're either looking for proof that something is failing or proof that it's succeeding, right? And then those might be different metrics.
Yeah.
It should be exactly the same metrics though. Like people who wanted this to continue, this dip to continue, were rooting for that weekly candle to close underneath that support. Like somewhere there's a massive group of bears in a group chat that are like salty right now.
This is a margin call meme.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But for me, the play is, still stay long from 10-10 and maybe hedge it short after now that the weekly closed, then bulls should calm down a bit. Well, if we lose the previous high, which isn't the case right now, so I wouldn't.
We need to.
Then it reaches a deal and U.S. government shutdown. Still needs to be voted. Look, listen, the timing, guys. I want you to pay attention to the timing. Nothing is coincidental. We just saw how crazy that was coming down to the last second. Just to close CME gap. Just for them to have the announcement. Right? Correlation is not causation. But I just want you to pay attention to the timing.
What's the announcement?
That they came to an agreement for the government shutdown. Still needs to be voted on. And that doesn't mean that the agreement doesn't say January 1st or some crazy shit, right? Where it's still like 2 more months of shutdown. but they haven't been able to
Oh, yeah,
agree on
it makes
anything for
sense.
the last 2 months. So
You're done buying. You gotta send the good news. But as always, ABCs give you an entry before the news.
it's all gonna come down to Gabriel. I mean, it's all gonna come down to timing, Gabriel. Until Bitcoin and Ethereum sustain all-time highs, things like Toshi don't really stand a chance to run heavy. So if that happens soon, then that opens up the possibility for higher sort of ROI, right? What we want to make sure is that we're on stable ground. We will look at some alts later though, but guys, I'm telling you, it's if your alt pops, it's because it's randomly popping like everything else, right? And when you put popcorn in a pan, it's like 1 pops, 2 pops, just randomly until it really heats up enough to where everything gets going. That's what we're seeing now. Random pop-ups on coins that you've been holding for a while that just popping for no reason. Things like Toshi, Brett, they're gonna really count on euphoria. Right? Euphoria is what brings in retail. Retail, the ones that are gonna ape into Toshi and ape into Brett and Dog with Hat and those type of large sort of market cap memes, right? Before we can even think about euphoria, we need to get out of this hole. So it's not like I'm trying to ignore alts. I just don't want to put attention on them too much because it's dangerous.
Well, maybe the big ones. No, you're not even the big ones.
Yeah, like top 10, top
Like
20. Yeah, but he was talking about like top market cap memes like Toshi, Brett, Dog with Hat,
Oh.
you know, those sort of things. Like we're gonna need euphoria for that, in my opinion, for those to really, really run hard.
Zeusy, you sounded like his son. Please, just a little bit. Can I have a little taste?
No, but you know,
ETH is next on
like,
rotation. Like ETH, you know, we should when Bitcoin goes, ETH should go with it. Then your
Dominus has
souls,
been
then your
dropping since
souls.
summer, right? It's getting up spikes currently, but for me, alt season began this summer. Unfortunately, Bitcoin went down, so you know, it got carnage on alts. But
You think the federal employees will use their back pay to buy crypto?
Bro, I don't know, but they just shut down a couple airports today because FAA shit. Like international airports. I was seeing it on the news as I walked in the office. Like stopped flights. That's something's gotta once that starts to happen, something's gotta give.
that's when our government gives up too. It's when the trains don't work and airports are closed, and sometimes it lasts a while.
Yeah.
But
If people
they
can't
give up on the first
get
day
to
of an
work,
airport,
you know?
if they yeah, but it's how
You
we
guys,
take hostage the country, right?
Am I rubber banding? Like, am I cutting in and out? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk anyone. I'm just
I didn't
laughing.
notice that you
No.
did.
Okay, thank you.
Speaking of popping, we're trying to crack the yearly VWAP right now. That's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, 108 opens up a lot of doors.
Yes. It's the previous all-time high. Not surprising that VWAP is around here.
I didn't even
Notice
notice that. Yeah.
that 108 is the previous all-time. It's an ABC. Bitcoin topped at 108 and came all the way down to 75 last time. So reclaiming that will make me way less bearish or doubtful. I'm not bearish anyway, but I'll have way less
10,
doubts.
10, like, okay, so like
The
we're
initial high before
trying,
the spike up.
yeah, I mean, we're trying to crack the yearly VWAP here around 104. So this is a little bit of a problem, but 108 opens up 114. And 114 is even more important. But
Yep.
yeah, I
We're
don't
gonna
know.
need everything up there. We're gonna need.
I think just look at those two. I think. How do you feel about? What are you looking at?
It's more like 115 for me, but maybe because I zoom in on the time frames. But we're gonna need everything. Government reopening. I don't know. We're gonna need a lot of bullishness. Legacy pumping back up.
What was that? What was the stuff that I heard earlier on about stimulus checks or something?
There you
For
go.
me, it's all noise until the checks clear. We've had so many promises lately. We're breaking out of the symmetrical here, though. Got a measured move of about 106.2.
Let's go.
Really nice reaction off the bottom of CME. Very intentional. Opinion.
For the who needs
So
entertainment
turn the
when you
money
got this?
printers on.
We don't need printers. We got digital minting.
Okay, turn them on now.
Called an airdrop.
We got 232 viewers and only 83 likes, y'all. If the past
Yo,
hour
smash that like.
wasn't, the last hour isn't worth you hitting the like button, I really can't promise you anything more than that.
We just cracked
That's
the
as
yearly
on point
VWAP.
as it's gonna get.
Big buys coming in.
I know what it
Finance, we
is.
just
Y'all
red
don't want to
hot.
hit. The like because y'all don't want YouTube putting the channel up because y'all trying to keep me to yourselves. I see the game. I see the game. It's like when
That's
your
valid
girl.
though.
It's like when your girl gets you fat, so no other girls will look at you. I see
Well,
what
no,
we're
but
doing.
it's like the indicator too. It's like you don't want to give everyone your indicator, right? You know, it's like you're their special indicator right now, and if too many people get put onto game, it's gonna screw up the algo. You know.
I'm just trolling y'all.
Fat Wong in the house. Yo, Fat Wong, when you gonna get skinny? Been hanging out with hot dog mustard too much.
That's all that matters, brother. Now it's time to get rich and fat.
As long as your old lady loves you, you're good to go. Glizzy gang. Wait, pause.
Would it be nice to see a green weekly this week, right? Like, what's going to be the issue of next week?
That'd be great.
I'm gonna give it at least 24 hours before I start worrying about it. I've been intensely watching this weekly candle for the past 48 hours.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were really about to dump your long-term bags if we didn't do it? Because I couldn't have taken that decision just because of a weekly close there. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's what makes it stressful, right?
Yeah.
Come on,
This is
Domino.
it.
Sitting at 60%. What you gonna do?
It's the plan, right? If we start closing weeklies below the 50, yeah, you're supposed to dump everything you have. Oh boy. To DCA out, no.
Obsessed. What do you mean no join channel? Put me on the game, bro.
Hey, who helped the Bitcoin pump so that we close the weekly? I mean, it's not a good idea to be the hero, right? But maybe some people helped it. Not by going long, but by buying Bitcoin on spot, not on altcoin. Did anyone buy Bitcoin today on spot? I'm pretty sure the answer is
nice
nobody
price
did.
action.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey bought, I think, what was it, 900 Bitcoin?
There it is on the weekly. I was about to ask, what does it look like, Dbloc?
Yeah, look at that for who's.
We can. Very nice. We can teleport to 108. Easy.
Think so?
Yeah, Jack Dorsey, he's buying and he's mining. He's like, I'll take it from the left, I'll take it from the right. Give it to me any way you got it.
This vector gap imbalance takes us all the way to 107 too. But we do run out of gas in the 106s. So we'd have to build some structure at that point. But I'm here for it. All of this is just frosting on a cake, bro. As long as we closed over, that was the cake. This shit is just icing and decorations and sprinkles and shit.
Yeah, I'm here for this. I'm all for this actually being legit and like the move and not a fake out. And let's do it. Let's go.
Well, what's the probability of an ascending triangle breaking down during a bull run?
See, my thing is,
well, we have an ascending triangle here that we've already broken out of. Is that what you're
Yes.
talking about now?
Yeah, roughly, especially on the alt, yeah.
besides the tech, though,
Yeah,
what's the
but that's
probabilities?
low time frame.
What's
On
the
Bitcoin,
probabilities
I think it's
of
like
the?
40%.
What about the probabilities of, like, real world stuff right now? Just the probability of the government starting, probability of any kind of catalyst of stimmies, a few more institutional buys. I mean, we got them out there, I think there's more bullish catalysts ready that have been set aside and kind of been building up to pop rather than bearish catalysts.
See, I'm not the last
I
bull,
think we
yo.
can all. I think we can all agree that there's been a series of.
Especially, it's been a slaughterhouse. I mean, the market does love Max Payne. I agree to that. But
Short it, we too.
go ahead, do it. We too about double dog dare you.
No, I mean, I think it's.
I'm gonna wreck your short like my name was James Wynn, yo. Watch out.
Go get him, Drew.
I mean, he's helping my spot position, so it's all good. I can't hate on the shorters. Keep shorting, guys.
Is my mic working? Yeah, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
You're
Because
good.
of you, I have some confidence
Cool,
in
cool.
trading.
Just had to change a few settings.
Shorts are still in a big win here, those from 115. You know, they might now, hearing bullish news, government reopening, they might just close their shorts, and that's gonna fuel. Well, that's gonna help bulls push it even higher.
Super chat. I appreciate that, Diaries, bro. That means a lot.
In the meantime, there's a bit of a sell wall at 106.
It's all shorts closing down here. Much of this price action, from what I've seen.
Yeah, below 100k,
But
below 101, a lot of shorts close, right?
yeah,
funding
yeah.
rates flip positive, and people then bought. Well, they bought every dip on the way down, like I did. But even, especially below 101, long short ratio went up. It's like at 2.5 now, which is pretty low for a bull run. That still leaves 30% of pairs in the market, right?
What's hilarious about this is we front run the golden pocket.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for those who were waiting for that, they did not get that trade.
Yeah, and we were really clear about that too. We're like, it's either gonna be a 0.5 or a golden pocket double
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
Oh, you mean on the micro? Okay. Because on
Yeah.
the for me,
Yeah.
golden was 92, 92k, yeah. And
No.
you know,
We're
in order to seem
talking about
likely,
the
would
local
have a
price
bigger
action.
retrace. And it could still be the case, you know, if we fail around 108, you could get your third push down, yeah, towards 92, yeah. And then it means holding when timing is completely wrong. Yeah.
What's going
Dude,
on,
I'm talking
Titan?
about. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Zusi, dude, I'm talking about like 108.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
Like,
It's
yeah.
you're talking about the end of my ascending triangle.
With
Like, yeah.
one golden pocket at a time, man. One golden pocket
Well,
at a
that's
time.
it's 92 that's at stake, though. Yeah. Golden pocket wise.
But dude, the thing is about that one is like, yes, it's a nice level, but it's a nice level for a bounce, but that's like, but then we're
now,
going into a bear market.
well,
So I actually
definitely you're correct.
I like more shallow. This like more shallow better.
But this bounces at
Because
50%, right? So we went 2 steps up, 1 step down.
Yeah.
If we do 2
No,
steps up
I
now,
don't like 92. I trade it, but I don't like it.
if we do another 2 steps up, we end up at 150 at least. Yeah. Look, if the size of your 1 step down is 25% down, so if you do 2 steps up, you end up pumping 50%.
Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
But as long as we're above 101, the probability of hitting golden is a bit lower. So I don't think it's gonna touch 92. That decision will have to be taken at 108. Like, depending on the pattern we put around 108. I gotta give up idea of holding from 100, yeah. If you see a clear rejection around 108, in my opinion, it's like a bearish setup. Because last time it sent it down to 75, so
We can come for 92 next year.
Oh, we will. I can promise you that.
Right, but how high before we do that, right? Is the answer 120, 112, 150? Or is it just right now
Now we get some
106?
aggression across the tape. Let's go.
Big
They
buys,
just
big
bought
buys.
240 Bitcoin
Yeah, this
right
is
there.
cracking. More shorts closing.
I almost hesitated too to not take that long.
I'm gonna put some bear meat on the cooker.
I didn't understand one word of that. 107,600. 108, let's just say. Let's do it. Important level.
This this area is littered with hidden orders, and one of them just absorbed a big buy, right? So that's one less. We need like
Sometimes
10 times this before I worry. Well, before it's over. Yeah.
you sound like me when I'm like traveling, dude. I'm like, right, okay, like I'm not going to worry now. Like I'm not gonna panic. I'm gonna panic in like 5 minutes. So like if like
No,
something
no.
like really bad's gonna happen,
Well,
like I'll wait until like 5 minutes before the really bad thing happens, then I'll panic in that last 5 minutes.
Guys, look at the volume let's look at the volume that's coming here.
I expressed it wrong. What I mean is I won't be worried if I see 10 times. I'll be less worried in this area if I see bullish CVD of well, at least 1,000 Bitcoin. We're at 300 right now.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just kidding though. Yeah.
It's what they flashed in the books for a while there. Roughly 1,000 Bitcoin available here on my exchange, at least. Yeah.
What's up, fellas? Damn, Bitcoin is just chomping away, huh?
Yeah, you're.
So 104 is the value area low of the entire pivot uptrend, if that makes any sense. So that's also quite an important level.
103,800,
pretty
the
cool.
low from 17th, right? October. It's the low after the crash.
Sorry, I was
That's
thinking
point.
from where have I got mine from?
17th October.
All the way there. Man, I'm talking 7th of April. I'm talking April, dude.
ETH did not close its CME gap, by the way, y'all. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
No.
Oh shit. CME closes on the bottom for ETH,
huh?
Yeah,
so
but it's not that big of
April.
a concern, really. I mean, I think that Bitcoin comes for liquidations anyway. See, it'll just close that.
I don't know, Dbloc, because if we really broke out an ascending triangle, those liquidations will be left there, and you don't always get a retest, right?
Possible.
Like the probability of not getting the retest is pretty low at the bottom of a downtrend, but it's pretty high if it's like well, if it's just another breakout of if it's really bullish.
I hear you. There's an exception to every rule.
Yeah. But because we're coming from higher, it seems more likely to give you a retest. But if this was all coming from much lower, then then you would have less probability of getting the retest because it means you're already like in an impulse up, things are already very bullish and people just buy and you don't get the retest. Like we never retested 30k, for example, because we were coming from lower with like some strength and it jumped above 30 all the way to 48, then it never came back down.
So you're not panicking, CC?
No, I really expressed it wrong. But I'll feel more comfortable once people have bought enough here that I feel like the
Okay.
orders I saw earlier have been matched, because it overall, it's a Sunday, volume is pretty low. Like, yeah, no, you want to see some commitment in this push up, and we are seeing it. Honestly, it's good. Like, people are buying 100 Bitcoin here and there, and
Guys, look at the volume. Just look at the volume.
So what they do?
Don't
End the
think
government
about it
shutdown
too
and now
much and just look at the volume.
It's compared to the down move, it's low. Most of the volume was like below 101. Huh? Actually, it was at 101. Yeah.
I can't tell you guys how to feel. I'm just telling you what to look at. You can take that to mean whatever you want. I'll be right back, y'all.
Then oh wait, this is ETH. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong chart.
what's the
Oh, you're talking about ETH. Okay, I'm joking.
Same. Well, same stuff on Bitcoin on purple actually.
they ended the government shutdown and now we're pumping? Will it sustain?
Yes, we got this,
Wait,
man. Just
wait.
believe. All you got to do is believe, man.
Sorry, is there
Come on.
some kind of
Price.
news release? Is that right?
Yeah, Trump came out 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago and said that they're closing the government shutdown, and apparently the Senate reached a deal to end the government shutdown. So that's why we're going crazy right now.
Yeah, people started even getting food stamps and stuff yesterday. I saw a bunch of like emails and things that different states were opening up SNAP again for people yesterday.
Oh, finally, I can eat again. Yay. Let's go. I'm all in.
We took care of that 106 issue.
Fine. So in this same day, he mentioned stimulus checks and coming out of lockdown.
What up, Zuzi? Big
I'm
buys,
surprised
big
you
buys.
didn't say big buy. Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah,
thank
come
you.
on, come on. I've been saying
Thank
it.
you.
Just in the background over here.
Yeah, I just got back from watching the movie and I heard you in the background.
I can't wait to be stimulated again so I can FOMO.
Is that a thing? The checks is actually going to come out, you think?
I'll believe it when
Trump
I see it.
says,
We'll get
Trump
this.
says he don't write rhymes, he writes checks.
Yep, and get this. It's not just the stimmy, it's a divvy. So it's going to come again and again as long as the tariffs are active, because that divvy's coming from the tariffs, supposedly.
Interesting.
So that will make people that live in the US who hate the tariffs actually like the tariffs,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
then
My girlfriend.
therefore also maybe like Trump.
No, never. Like my
No,
girlfriend, she
that'll
hates
never
my
happen,
girlfriend. She
dude.
hates him. I can't say too loud, but she was like, I was telling her this morning. I was like, yeah, baby, you're gonna get $2,000. She's like, what? Like, yeah, you're gonna get $2,000 from the stimulus. She's like, what are you talking
From
about?
who?
And then I told her, and then she, of course, she still got something to say, but they're excited about that. It's a good thing because at least everyone that had something negative to say about the stimulus, about the tariffs right now, it's like, hey, at least it's coming back to us.
That's interesting that dividends will go right back into the economy. A lot of people would spend it, then invest it, and interesting.
They need an
Then
algo to
did
run
she
on
know
social
that it was
media to find out who all talked crap so they don't get the 2,000.
In COVID, I forget the stats though. In COVID, if you would have put the stimmies just like to buy exactly when you got the stimmies, I forget what it was, like 4K they sent. They sent 2 batches of 2K. And if you would have held on to it, that would have been like, I don't know, almost 100K or something like that.
What do you mean? In Bitcoin?
Yeah, in Bitcoin. My bad. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah. Okay, man.
Was
Nah,
was
my smart ass
COVID
threw it
the
into
only
Doge.
other was COVID the only other time this has happened until now, or are there
What, a
any
stim
other
check?
times you can recall? Yeah.
I believe just COVID, yeah. Pretty sure. Unless there's
Okay,
something from
interesting.
before my time.
That's off the back of tariffs. Is it like known that it's being paid for via tariffs, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry, I don't read the news, so I'm just like trying to understand this now.
Well, if that's the case, that means it should have a better long-term effect, right? Because didn't we kind of screw ourselves up with the last stimmy from COVID?
Damn, my girl heard me. She came up here and scolded me.
It depends what
Indoors, boys.
percentage
Indoors.
of the tariff is given to diminish the difference between the poor and the rich in America. Maybe 1%.
Okay. So is there some conditions around your wealth?
Well, it would make sense, no?
Or
I don't think it's
yeah,
need
absolutely, it
tested
would
right
make
now.
sense.
We'll find out.
What, conditions for the stimmy or for the check? No conditions, man. It's got to be a
Yeah,
citizen.
if it's off tariffs, I doubt there'd be any conditions.
It was for, he said though it was off of income. So there's a chance that like
Okay.
they're not giving that to high income earners. You know what I mean?
Aw, come on, Trump. Hook me up, dog. It's like, nah,
Should
I don't
be
make no money.
anybody
Maybe
who
$1 million
talks smack
per
doesn't get
year
it.
is high income. Depends what you mean by high income, no?
No soup for you.
Yes, low income.
I think Elon's going to save us before Trump will, and Elon's going to save us some doji.
Well, I think that's actually good news for once. Like that's actually like a good move. I think, and then especially if that's being delegated and split out to low income.
If you want to buy votes for midterms, it's a good idea.
Well,
But
obviously,
for
okay, yeah, we can go into all of that. Yeah, sure, fine. Yeah, obviously.
You don't need to buy
But
votes,
then, of
man.
course, interest rates come down, stimulus checks go
To
up,
be fair, man, to be
risk
fair, he's
goes
been
up.
saying that tariffs should go back to the people for years.
Nah, he's gonna do good. He's gonna do good for the people, at least with this. And I don't think the cutoff's gonna be too low. Like, it's not just gonna be super low income families. It's probably gonna be mid America's gonna get that
It's
check.
like interesting, like you pay tax to your government, and then they do things within your society, but then they can like tax other societies, and then, well, why can they not then just issue you a check and pay you through taxing other societies? So
Wait, they're not
yeah, it's
taxing
a weird
other
one.
societies; they're taxing themselves.
No, I mean, I'm just talking as kind of like like a hypothetical
I'm not paying tax to
situation.
America, not that I know of, at least.
You didn't know about the
Well,
6% croissant tax?
Well, it gave a buy on LVMH, right? All those speculations about French luxury going to zero gave a buy the dip. Honestly, I don't even follow, so I don't know what's up with the French tariff now. But he put like 100% on French wine and stuff like that.
You don't invest in France?
Yes, I do.
Oh, cool.
So I bought the dip, yeah. There was panic in the air. But in the end, French wine is now more expensive in America, right? So it's become even more luxury.
All right, no more 98K until the bear market, please.
Not gonna say it, but hang at 115, 120, and I said I'll meet you guys down at 98K. I was, that was it, man. In my opinion, I think it's gonna be tough to get back down there soon. Like at least till the end of this year, which is only a few more months. It's a month and a half, but I think for the end of this year, we're staying in the hundreds.
You said once we get to 115, we won't go back to 98K into the bear market.
I don't even
I
know
mean,
about like
nobody can
I'm against.
speak. Nobody can speak in absolutes. Like that's not.
No,
Yeah,
no, absolutely. It's just
I'm kind of
making
against the whole
statement.
notion of like a bear market in crypto and a bull market. It's just like I think macro bull trends, macro bear trends, that just crypto is so responsive to things that happen in the outside world that it's too shifty, I think. And even if we stay within a close parameter of a 4-year cycle, I think right now, because administration's so ultra bullish on crypto, that this bear market that people are expecting might not come as they expect it. I could see a scenario where Bitcoin hangs out above 100K for the first half of 2026 and doesn't dip below for all of 2026, and the alts just keep on doing what they got to do. And that would be the perfect setup for the alts. If Bitcoin just hangs out around 110, 120, Ethereum around 4,000, 5,000 bucks. Get Solana back over 500, 400, somewhere around there. Alts will start going crazy if we can get Bitcoin comfy there.
That'll work.
One.
And I'm telling you, man, I think Elon's going to spark up a extended bull market or whatever you want to call it with whatever he's plotting right now with putting a literal Dogecoin on the literal moon with the assistance of SpaceX.
I don't care about literally any of that stuff, man.
Well, of course, people are sick of it, but he was quiet for the last 3 or 4 years, so props. He just came out of the woodwork, out of the dark, and was like, it's time. And it's perfect for people like you that don't care about it, because you guys are going to get left in the dust while we make that lootsie. Ow!
Dude, did you see his latest company presentation?
Yeah.
I watched all of it.
Did you see the guy who asked about Bitcoin and he completely avoided answering it, or they cut it out?
I'm glad he didn't answer. I think they cut it out. I don't know if they cut it out, but it seemed like they kind of cut it out. Something out there, right?
Yeah, dude. I was wanting to answer that, and he just completely avoided it.
Nah, Elon's pro Bitcoin, man. You can tell he's leaning heavier and heavier towards kind of getting ready to show Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to get more eco-friendly. Him and his friend Jack Dorsey, they've been working at getting Bitcoin at a nice eco-friendly level. And I think we're going to see Elon, people are just going to they turn their back on him and they're like, oh yeah, he went all into politics, and he's the reason Bitcoin dumped at first, and Tesla dumped their Bitcoin. They're going to be up his ass, lining up just to blow smoke up his ass and how great he is for bringing back the extended bull market, I think. That's just my opinion. He's just going to rock it right now. He's getting ready. Jack Dorsey's going to help him too. And Jack Dorsey just scooped up a nice amount today and yesterday. was it last night? I think.
Why do we care about Jack Dorsey?
Why not? He's a very, he has influence on the market. Why not care about him? He created
He's
Twitter. He's a big
innovator,
Bitcoin.
innovator.
Does he
Yeah,
have
he's an innovator.
Does he have influence on the market?
Yeah, he has a huge Bitcoin mining facility in Texas that's trying to figure out how to make it eco-feasible and, to leave a less carbon footprint, a smaller carbon footprint while they mine, and they're figuring that stuff out. So hats off to Jack Dorsey. Like, these are the people that roll up their sleeves and actually do it, They don't just like buy and sell. They get down and they do it.
If is reaching its SR zone, right? Here. That's cool. It's at least able to do that. Between
Yeah, it's working up a little
36.
bit.
Yeah, between 3640 and 37. Between 3,600 and 3,700, we had strong support after the crash, where it did like a descending triangle in the end, something like that. And now we're back there. So for bears, this is the retest of your breakdown. I'm sure some people will actually short here. But shorting into strength like this, you gotta be a bit crazy. It's a bit like buying the dip, but to the other upside, right? I'll pass. But it's resistance, right? Well, you would expect it to react as resistance on the way up. So even if we are to just start, now that we're holding above 10 October, I think we might reverse our downtrend. But that doesn't mean this area isn't going to react this locally to the downside, yeah. But it's not a good setup, no. I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
I
guess
mean, yeah, I think you're
TP,
completely
maybe
right.
TP1.
I don't think you can jump in. I don't know if any rational person can jump into a short locally at all right now without worrying. So I think you'd have to, of course, wait for higher. Now, where would that be? Definitely above 110. I think no one in their right mind would pull a short.
Yeah, that's kind of why it makes it interesting, right?
So basically, all of that's up for grabs, and then when we start getting to the 114 area, that's where things start to get interesting, because that's where we're going to start questioning: are we doing this bull run, or are we ending it? And that kind of happens in that zone, I guess.
Well, we're in the area where they kind of have, they have to stop it if you don't want a full recovery, right? Like roughly hitting golden here on ETH BTC, on ETH2. Oh, well, I agree with you though. Gotta wait for some weakness. Maybe it'll develop something. Yeah. Maybe we'll just eat resistance like there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week.
Green Friday, Green Monday, dump the rest of the week, no? Three-day down.
I just like how this move started with with that double bottom initially, 98.
Doesn't it remind you of 15? When you every time I see that, I remember.
Yeah, it's exactly that. So it's like come down 98, reel in some shorts, double bottom,
Alright, what's good, John? I'm gonna duck in here with y'all for a minute. They can finish their conversation on whether it's a bull market or a bear market, but I think most people in here are trying to run this play currently, right? Anybody still long waiting for target 2 here? CME gap's already filled. Need to retest at least the 13 here. Like I said, once we run out of those liquidations, you kind of have to build structure. I don't know if you guys noticed before when I was drawing, I was saying 50 comes up like this, down like that, give us some sort of flag into that 50, and then a continuation up to target 2. But the bears are jumping at this shit. They're gonna make it easy if they keep shorting like this. Like every time we have a red candle, they pile in above. Yeah, we'll see what Asia does when they come in. $8.30. All right, we're at that retest of the 13 EMA here. We need to see some aggression come across the tape or market maker's going to pay himself on these vectors. Major vector on the 1 minute that needs to be recovered right here, and that would give you a retest of the 50. What's the word, dude? I want to be clear. I'm not looking for a whole hell of a lot more than target 2 for right now. You want to see something beautiful? Look at this weekly candle. You like them apples. We're already, excuse me, we're already seeing the little flag start to form, right, that we were talking about. slowly harvesting liquidity above. This is the part that I tell you that it's funny to me about when bears get euphoric. Because when bears get euphoric, they all they see is a lower high and lower lows. And every time there's a lower high or a lower low, they pile in. But the euphoria blinds them from seeing that that's how bull flags are made, right? Lower highs and lower lows into support. I kind of like the idea of a no vote for a couple days because it leaves people with the bullishness of they came to a deal, but we don't have to deal with the reality of that shit isn't going to be open anytime soon, probably. Stopping volume candle on the 1 minute. Some of it, Andreas. We are starting to see volume die down a bit, right? Which is why I'm saying I'm not really expecting a whole hell of a lot more than target 2, if we even get that. But we saw a lot of activity come in right as, well, just to show the importance of that weekly close, right? Why I was making such a big deal out of it. Look at the volume before the weekly close. Right? Look at the volume after we closed it bullish. These are all those careful traders that I was telling you, right? They're not your type, your level 1 traders. They didn't catch the falling knife. They basically wait for confirmation on a macro chart that things are good, and that's when they deploy. Nah, not typically. I think it has more to do with, like I said, like because of the weekly close. Type 3 traps are usually kind of boring. Stopping volume candle on the 1 minute, still valid. Right, remember if we were playing this, if we were trying to catch a falling knife here, and this was a red stopping volume candle, some of you might swing at that. I mean, it depends on why you took the trade, Craze. If it's just a short-term swing, right, especially on leverage, then I wouldn't be too in a hurry to give anything back. But already taking profit at target 1 and then using the 50 EMA here as a sort of trailing stop loss is how I'm doing it. But for people who bought the dip for a long-term sort of deal, this is just, these are levels of confirmation that we're hitting, right? That let you know how much risk or danger you're in at any given time in a trade. Yeah, at this point, it's pretty safe to say we're coming down to test that 50. We'd be breaking that channel right about now. My bad. Go down to the 15-second, why not? You're welcome, Alex. Thanks for being here, bro. We'll put Discord back on in a minute, but not everybody's trading this, so I don't want to stop the conversation for play-by-play. But I know some of y'all are still deep into this trade. The claw back bullish momentum on the 15-minute, you got to get your 13 above the 50. Right? You'll know that when you turn green, that gives you your bullish momentum back on the 15. I mean, it's not really a retest, right? Because you did break. Retest would have been if you held that 50. But no, this you'd still be a type 1 trader at this point. When you're trading flags, anybody that adds to these bottoms is a type 1 trader. Right? If you end up coming up and putting in a higher low, then you know your type 2 trader would be in there. Type 3 traders to break out. Type 4 traders still waiting for a retest. That's for those of you, for people that say that retail patterns and technical analysis is useless on 15-second chart. If you want to break this down, even on the 15-second to range trading rules, which is what we have here, right? That's your range. This was a deviation out of the range because it got accepted back in, right? So we know that that's a deviation. Here we have a breakout that's attempting to hold. That breakout holds and puts in a new high. It's officially a breakout. If it gets accepted back into the range, then you can assume that it comes back down to the bottom of the range. This is true on the 15-second, the 1 second, the 30-minute, the 3-day, the hourly, the 4-hour, whatever time frame. When it's just basic range trading. It all acts the same. You can just watch it play out quicker on the 15-second, right? Then as price gets accepted back into a range, this becomes a deviation, and price seeks out equilibrium, which is the bottom of the range, at your mean reversion, unless something comes in between, like 50 or people will always will also recognize this as a swing failure pattern, right? Or a failed auction, range deviation, all the same shit. So now we have to start looking out for topping structures. Right? There are some M patterns. Mostly your right side is going to be lower than your left side. There is a M pattern that does have an SFP that comes up and grabs liquidity. We'll confirm that on the break and retest of that white dashed line. At that point, you're coming down to sweep liquidity. Or if we go back to the 1 minute, your 50 EMA. Let's shrink this vector gap a little bit too. Made short work of that vector. We only got a little bit left to go. Again, price breaks out of the range, tries to retest, gets accepted back into the range. Another range deviation. When you deviate from the range, unless stopped by support or resistance, you shoot for the top of the range. I know it's repetitive. I just want to dig it in to your brains. Pause. Now you're starting to see weak. Lower high. Colors are starting to take charge here. Again, if we go all the way to the 15-minute, this is nothing. Right? Just figuring out what happens from this point. That's why we're down on the micro. Bears are really starting to attack on the micro every time we come down underneath it. Come sweep this liquidity. See, now we've got more of a traditional M pattern. You gonna give me time to do the measured move, or that's the problem about doing TA on the 15-second. By the time you draw the measured move, it already went. Guys, remember this is just a 15-second chart. Just a teachable moment, that's all. What's going on, Yudi? Nice. Very nice. Listen to me, but it was you that pressed the buttons, right? Like, you had to build the conviction on your own, and you had to jump in and take that risk. So congrats, bro. It's a good trade. That I cannot tell you, but I am looking for target 2. I'll be closing some of my trades out at 107 too. And a trade like that, I would be very interested in locking in some gains if it was me. Remember, guys, stop losses, especially when you're in front of your screen, they're your friend. Moving your stop loss in a profit and securing some of those gains, even if you haven't closed the position, just at times like this where we're waiting to see if there's one more small push, isn't a bad idea. I mean, it's what I do. Like I said, not financial advice. I know if we were on Discord right now, Drew would be like, "Are you crazy? Take it." And he's not wrong, you know? He's not wrong. That's good profits. Just don't get married to the idea of it like lasting forever. Make sure you're separating the euphoria from charts. It all depends on how much money you're willing to give back, right? You could always get in another trade, but that's why I say that there's no way anybody can give you advice because it's different for each person. Some people are comfortable with a deep drawdown on leverage, and some people like aren't at all, right? They'll start to stress out. They'll start to, and there's no right or wrong answer. It just depends on how your brain works. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. Kind of like taking a screenshot. But like I said, moving your stop losses into profit, you know, just decide how much profit you're happy with in this trade. And then just make sure that you secure that because it's not promised. Remember, until you take profit, that's our money, right? That's everybody's money. Whoever takes it first, and it affects everybody else when they take it. So it's like chicken. You're playing chicken with everybody else. That's the hardest part, Jamal. The good thing is if you're already fighting with that, then you're ahead of everybody else, bro. There's so many people that haven't even looked at the psychology and they're still looking for the perfect strategy or the perfect indicator, the perfect, you know, if you're already battling with your psychology, at least you're further ahead than than maybe you think you are compared to the people in your class that came in at the same time as you. Most people have been gains on spot. We've been in a drawdown since 10:10. This M pattern, by the way, my bad. I didn't draw an invalidation. Yeah, invalidation for the M pattern is closing a body above 106.35. Or, yeah, 106.365. But I think they're going to go grab this liquidity right now. I don't think it's even going to get up there. I would take it. Yeah, it's possible. We could have a nasty wick down. Just buys us some time, right? 1 foot out of hot water and buys us a week. But I am impressed with how much volume came in. It's looking good so far. And if we get some good news out of the government reopening and this little talk of stimmies keeps bubbling, you know, it could change that. Right now, the problem is sentiment, right? Until 2 hours ago, the problem was the macro chart. Right now, the macro chart's fine. Right now, the problem is sentiment. Right, the way it looks on the macro and the overall sentiment doesn't match. There's a diversion there. It's like a bullish sentiment diversion. Yeah, I want to see what happens here so that I can go eat. But it looks like we're going for that 50 EMA on the 1 minute. I'll get rid of all of this when I change the chart to a higher time frame because this is all just going to be. We go to the 15-minute right now. Everything up here is literally just. Right? We're just charting the anatomy of a stopping volume candle on the 15-minute, bearish engulfing. GG's, man. That was a good trade. I mean, for those of you that are holding longer term, what you want is that 50 to hold. Right? For those of you who are just quick scalping or high leverage, got yourselves on the back for trade. Good shit, UD. Profits, profits, profits. Just do it through YouTube, Beauty. Unless you want like DB with the 20 gifties. W gifts. If YouTube doesn't let you, bro, I can just give you my cash app if you want. I don't know. But you don't gotta do that though. Appreciate it. Keeps the lights on. You see the office. It is not cheap on electricity. There you go, Yudi. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, you can stream on Twitch and Kick. You can multi-streams, Twitch, Kick. I'll probably start getting into that more during the bear market. Excuse me. There's not gonna be a lot of people on. We'll spread our wings and go into like different communities and shit like that, right? But for right now, having to pay attention to an extra chat with all the shit that's going on, I'd rather like baby step into that. We don't know. They announced that they came to a deal, but they haven't voted on it yet. So it's like words at this point, right? And we know how much we value words from politicians. Who just, see what happens when you put your Cash App in chat? Who just requested $1,000? Y'all better stop. It's funny as shit. Welcome to all the new members, man. W members. You received the membership and you haven't subscribed yet, definitely hit that sub. You stuck with us for a month, so you might as well make it official. What's the date on it, Nani? Did they say when they're gonna reopen? Is it really the 31st? That's crazy. I've been concentrating on price. I haven't even really dug into it yet. All right, I got you. I'm gonna eat some food in a second. I'll dig into it and see exactly what's in that shit. Crazy thing is half of the people voting on it probably don't know what's in it. That majority whip just came in, or that minority whip came in and said, look, this is how we're voting. Sit down or lay down. They're on Discord. I've just got Discord muted right now. They were in a deep discussion about, well, you know, whether it's a bull market or a bear market. We were trying to focus in on price action. So I just let them have the floor. I came over here to y'all. Hiding in YouTube chat. I'm gonna pull Discord back in right now when I go get some food though. Nah, there was a couple of people talking. That's why I was like, I didn't want to, and it's it's valid. They're talking about crypto and they're, trying to figure out what's going on, but we were zoomed in a little bit closer. Like we're on the 15-second. I can't talk about whether it's bull market or the bear market. Right? But yeah, it's nothing against Discord. I just don't want to stop their conversations. I don't know, Lendo. You figure they would, right? Only thing left above is a little bit of that vector gap and all of those shorts that they just like sort of farmed with this drop. But that liquidity to the bottom looks tasty. Vector gaps underneath as well. Chances are you just bearishly reject here and roll over. So. But we'll see. We'll see exactly how bad they want this. Or if it's going to have to wait. All right, let me bring Discord back in.
crickets.
What's good, John? Back. I just didn't want to stop the conversation. You guys were talking about the macro, but YouTube was in that trade, so we had to find stops there. Good trades all around, though. Good trades. Good day for the macro. Definitely gonna enjoy my dinner. Yeah, it's almost here. It's not here yet. Food is 13 minutes away. You see, when I was saying pay attention to that volume, right? You see how our sharp decrease in volume here after our big spikes that kept it going once we started getting those lower highs.
What'd you order today, Dbloc? Anything good?
Yeah, I got a bunch of meat, honestly. Was this barbecue spot, one of those trays with you know, a little sampler tray with a little bit of everything.
Yeah, 4 or 5 different types of meat.
Yeah, sometimes your body just calls for protein. One of those days.
Yeah, and you always get to pick out like 2 sides. You get like a mac and cheese and something else.
Nice brisket, hell yeah. As soon as we hit this measured move for the M, I'll take it off the chart. That'll be the end of our. Sorry, I went to YouTube. I was doing like 15-second TA. I wasn't about to drive y'all crazy in here with that. It's hard to beat a good steak, Mike. Like, not even about taste, just how I feel after. Carbs put me right to sleep. Yeah, I take spirulina and these little green tablets. It's good, man. It helps. Yeah, that's what I take. I mean, honestly, it's sort of the same as That's good. CMOS and bladderwrack. Just trying to make sure you got all your micronutrients. Body's crazy, bro. Body will fix almost anything on its own if you just give it the right shit. Oh man, it's like corporate products. Literally talking about a moss and a root and a fungus. All right. Get some of this off the chart so it's not cluttered up when I go to higher. We know where it's at. Basically 800 EMA. Where there's liquidity, you hit that measure. That CME gap is gone. It was one hell of an afternoon, yo. Want to spend it with a better group of people. I am gonna go be gluttonous. All right, I'll be back, y'all. Stay safe.
How's your trade going? Target 2.
What was that, Emat?
Oh, I just saw your targets. I was asking how your trade is going, but I see.
Yeah, we were trying to see if we can get that full sort of vector, but we'll see if it holds on the 5th. I took the majority of the profit though because I was gonna go eat, so I don't want to be worried about it. I mean,
Was the target 3?
not yet. I mean, for right now, literally was just close above that and clear that vector gap was my goal for today. All right, I'll be back, y'all.
Yo, are we done pumping or what? Is the pump over?
I don't think so. Because all I know is that the global money flow chart is still pointing up for a while. We got a good amount of time for it to point up. So I'm going to roll with that. How about you?
Oh, I'm happy if we stay where like just above the 50 and
let it
Yeah, I
stabilize.
think there's still a pool. Yeah, I think there's still a pool, a pile of promising things that could come out. I mean, there's definitely negative stuff too, but feel like we're getting some momentum. We haven't really seen a blow off top. Not that you can bank on that 100%, but we haven't really seen anything that was like crazy. It's just been like consistent the last 2 years, and then November. So we're in a range. See what happens.
How's your XRP looking?
I mean, good. I mean, for how many years we sat at 50 cents, like it ain't $3.60 anymore. But at the same time,
What did you just get to now?
I'm looking here. I actually, I thought it was 240, but let me look
You're
here.
coming back. You'll get back to. I think you're going to get back to 3 again, 3 whatever.
239.
Done
Nah,
here.
it went to 240. It went to 243.
I say you at least get back to whatever the high was before the end of the month, probably. Be nice if we do these moves before Christmas. Give me some extra money. Could buy some decent presents for these kids. It's been tough.
How old are your kids, bro?
I got some that are adults, but the ones that are still kids is 12 and 9. Well, I guess the other one's not an adult, still a teenager with a different woman.
4 votes left, and they have to be yes. Otherwise, it gets thrown out. If we get the 4 votes, it goes through the House, and then they'll get it.
16 on the other one. That's with another woman. So 2 that I'm raising, 1 that's 16 with another woman that's not in the state. Child support on that. And 2 adults, 26 and 23 with the first woman. They're out my hair. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, bro. What a life. But I guess 3 that are, I guess kids, 2 that are really kids. We're old, bro. We got 20-year-old kids, 25-year-old kids. Well, I guess they're not kids anymore. Oh no. I think my mouse is dead. It's all right. I got a battery for it downstairs. I'll be back.
dominance is dropping. Bitcoin's making a move that way. Let's see what it does. But I just like dominance is coming down. You guys ever think that dominance is actually being driven by kind of bot trading? So, you know, there's a lot of Bitcoin pairings with all kinds of different other coins. And what they're always doing is keeping it at a systematic level of where they'd like it to go, keep it where it's at. And certain coins are flipping and flopping, but when they do it on bots can do that very quickly and keep things where they've been consistently wanting to be in the region. I just wonder if it comes down to bot trading on Bitcoin pairs, which is kept it so consistently that way with alts. Bitcoin's going to do what it's going to do. I'm just wondering if alts are driving the rhythms, keeping alts directly where they are.
Yeah, probably, Joe. There's bots everywhere now. You know, they call it the vector space. As soon as there's a difference between, you know, the pair and where it, like, I'm thinking about, you know, between exchanges, right? When there's
Did you
when there's a
understand what I was
difference.
kind of mumbling though? I've never really kind of said it or thought about it in that way, but
Of course, bots are, you know, actively trading, so I'm sure they have an impact
I'm
on.
wondering if not just actively trading, but keeping the current going the direction it's going, or the wind speed going the way it is the other way, you know? So I'm wondering which things are directing the currents and which ways they're happening. Forces have to come from different different directions, but there's many different ways to look at. I never really look at like Bitcoin pair trading. We're always a lot of times looking at it and just like volumes based on USDC or USD, you know what I mean? So I wonder if we were able to separate it and look at it on the Bitcoin pairing ratios of trading compared to weird or specific regions.
Well, I don't know, but you know, bots are pretty stupid. They do what they're programmed to do, and in this case, like if they spot a difference of price, you know, you can have bots that are gonna buy on USDT and then sell on the pair, just because they see that there's an opportunity to make money.
I love it. You're right. I'm looking at the YouTube comments. People think I'm already hammered. So, oh, here comes hammered Joe. Hi guys. No, it's just something I was thinking about. I was like, wait,
Well, how
I
can he
think I
be
need to
hammered?
start trading. I wish I was capable of
Everything went
trading more
up.
Bitcoin pairs. Because if I was capable of trading in a Bitcoin pair with all the zillion coins I have, I just think it would have been much more efficient and much more comfortable trading it in a Bitcoin pair compared to a USD. Like I always do. I never do